There's a quiet moment that happens when you've been trying for so long, affirming, visualizing, watching every video you can find. And yet, nothing's changing. It's not a dramatic breakdown. It's not loud. It's just this hollow kind of pause. A whisper inside that asks, why isn't it working? You look around, and your outer world still doesn't reflect the love, the money, the peace you've been reaching for. And in that moment, it's so easy to feel like maybe you're the problem. But what if you're not the problem? What if you've been using the very power that creates worlds without realizing what you're doing? See, this isn't about effort. It's not about how many techniques you're doing or how many hours you've spent visualizing. This is about something deeper, something sacred. It's about understanding the single most powerful phrase you'll ever speak, I am. These two words are not casual. They are not affirmations. They are creation. And the way you use them is shaping your reality whether you know it or not. Let this land softly. Every time you say I am, you are using the name of God. Not a religious God up in the clouds. Not a man in the sky with a beard and a list of rules. Neville said it over and over again. God is your own wonderful human imagination. And the name of that God is I am. That's the sacred truth that's been hiding in plain sight. So when you say, I am tired, you're not just describing how you feel. You're declaring it. You're embodying it. You're stepping into that version of you. When you say, I am not enough, the universe bends to that identity. When you say, I am still not there yet, it hears you loud and clear and gives you more not there yet. And none of this is because you're failing. It's because you've never been told just how powerful you really are. You've never been taught how sacred your words are. No one told you that you were already creating with every I am that left your lips. And once you start to see it, you can't unsee it. You start noticing how casually people throw it around. I am broke. I am anxious. I am single. I am stuck. Over and over and over, like little spells cast without awareness. But this isn't to blame you. This is to wake you up. You've been saying I am like it's just another phrase. But it's not. It's a throne. And whoever you declare yourself to be while sitting on that throne, you become. We grow up thinking reality is something that happens to us. That we have to wait and hope and work hard enough until life gives us what we want. But Neville flipped that completely. He said you don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. That means your outer world is not responding to your desires. It's responding to your identity. And your identity is formed in the quiet moments when you say things like, I am this or I am not that. Every time you say I am unlovable, even if you say it quietly in your mind, your reality listens. Every time you say, I am unlucky in love, your reality rearranges itself to confirm it. You're not cursed, you're just powerful. So powerful that even unconscious declarations are treated as divine instructions. And here's the part most people miss. It's not about saying positive affirmations until your tongue goes numb. It's about feeling the truth of what you're saying. You could say I am wealthy all day long, but if deep down you still believe I am broke, then guess which one your subconscious believes. Guess which one your world reflects. So it's not about performing. It's about being. It's about claiming your I am from the deepest part of you. Not repeating affirmations like a chore, but speaking from knowing, from authority, from awareness. When you say I am love, and you feel it. When you say I am chosen, and your body relaxes into it. That's when the shift happens. Not outside of you, but within you. And from there, the outer must follow. Let's make this really real for a second. Think about all the times you've said, I'm always the one who gets left. Or I'm not like those lucky people who just manifest instantly. Or I guess I'm just someone who has to struggle a little more. Those don't sound dramatic when you say them. They might even sound casual or logical or honest. But those words, they're identities. And every identity you accept, you live out. This is where the whole game changes. Because once you realize you've been unconsciously assigning roles to yourself, you can finally stop. You can finally say, wait, I don't have to keep being her. I don't have to keep being the girl who waits, the girl who begs, the girl who hopes but never receives. You can step into something new, not by wishing, but by declaring, I am the one it always works out for. I am the chosen one. I am the woman who gets what she desires effortlessly. These aren't just cute lines to write in a journal. These are codes. These are directions. These are your new identity scripts. And the moment you claim them, not just in words, but in being, your reality will have no choice but to rearrange around you. Most people are waiting for a sign, a miracle, a shift in the 3D world to tell them it's working. But the truth is, the moment you understand who you really are, that's the miracle. That's the shift. Neville said it so clearly, God became man, that man may become God. And what he meant was this, your imagination, your awareness of being, your I am, that is God expressing through you. You've never been separate. You've just been asleep to it. You've been told God is outside of you, watching, judging, testing you. But the real power, the power that manifests reality, is within you. It always has been. The moment you say I am, you are speaking as God. That's how sacred you are. That's how loved you are. That's how powerful you are. So the next time you catch yourself saying I am tired of this or I am not there yet, pause. That is your moment to reclaim it, to shift, to choose again, not out of fear, not out of pressure, but from love, from knowing, from the quiet confidence that says, I know who I am, and I get to decide what that means from this moment on. Let this be the moment you stop trying to force reality to change. You don't have to chase your desires anymore. You don't have to make it happen. You just have to become the version of you who already has it. You just have to speak from the place of, I am already her. That means every time you walk into a room, you carry yourself as the woman who is loved, wanted, chosen. You hold your head like the woman who is secure in her worth. You speak like the woman who expects good news. You think like the woman who already knows the universe is bending in her favor. And it's not faking. It's not pretending. It's remembering. This is who you really are beneath all the stories you've been told. Beneath all the identities you've been wearing like old clothes that don't fit anymore. And I know, it can feel strange at first. Your old beliefs might try to argue. Your mind might say, but I don't see it yet in the 3D. That's okay. You don't need to argue with the old you. You just need to stop feeding her with more I am statements that keep her alive. Let her dissolve. Let her fade. And return to the truth. I am the creator. I am the operant power. I am the cause. Not later. Not someday. Now, here's what nobody tells you. Your reality is a mirror, not a maker. It reflects what you believe yourself to be. That means trying to fix the 3D world without shifting your I am is like trying to change your reflection in the mirror by putting makeup on the glass. It won't work. It can't work. Because the image is coming from you. So the moment you change how you speak about yourself, the moment you stop saying, I am stuck, and instead say, I am in my breakthrough, the mirror shifts. Not because you earned it, not because you forced it, but because identity always wins. The world must respond to who you become. That's why Neville never told us to chase anything. He told us to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to live in the end, to declare ourselves to be the one who already has it. And once you do that, not just once, but as a new way of being, the 3D will shift. Not because it's testing you, but because it's following orders. And now you know where those orders come from, your I am. If your life has felt like waiting, like pushing, like hoping something will finally move, this is your moment to step out of that cycle. You don't need to earn your desires. You just need to become the version of you who already has them. That version speaks differently, thinks differently, walks differently, because she knows something you're just now starting to feel in your bones. I am is not just a phrase. It's your true identity. So say it now, not to convince the world, but to remind yourself. Say it with softness. Say it with strength. Say it until it feels like truth dripping through your cells. I am the one. I am already it. I am the wish fulfilled. Because the moment you claim that identity, the game changes. The struggle ends. The waiting stops. Because you no longer need reality to change. You are the change. And once that clicks, even just a little, you'll feel it. Like something unlocking inside your chest. Like something remembering its own name after a long sleep. And now you're awake. But here's the truth. Your reality isn't slow because the I am is weak. It's slow because you've been conditioned to doubt it. To wait for proof. To chase signs. To hesitate before owning the very power that already belongs to you. You've been trained to believe that the 3D world holds all the authority, when in reality, it's just a delayed mirror of your own inner state. The shift doesn't happen by begging or wishing. It happens in the silence. In those quiet moments when you finally stop asking how and start knowing. When you stop treating I am as a magic spell and begin living it as your identity. It happens when you're no longer reciting affirmations to get something out there, but when those words become your breath, your truth, your foundation. You see, it's never been about forcing change or figuring it all out. It's about remembering. Real creation happens in the invisible, before the evidence, before the manifestation. The moment you say I am, you set something in motion that doesn't need your micromanagement, it only needs your agreement. Most people sabotage their manifestations not because they lack belief in the universe, but because they don't believe in their own I am. They wait for the 3D world to change first so they can feel secure, instead of choosing to feel secure so the 3D world can reflect that choice. But that's not how it works. The mirror doesn't smile first. You do. You were never meant to live in reaction. You were meant to live in remembrance. Because the only reason reality feels stuck is that you're still identifying as the version of you who doesn't have it. And the longer you stay there, believing in the absence, believing in the gap, the longer the outer world will echo that back to you. But the moment you decide to shift, not forcefully, not desperately, but deeply, with reverence, the outer world begins to dissolve its old form. Not because you begged it to, but because it has no choice when the Creator remembers who they are. This is not just theory. This is not just feel-good language. This is how the universe operates. The I am is not a performance. It is not a trick. It's a remembrance. You're not asking for something to happen. You're declaring that it already is. And so the real question isn't why isn't it happening faster? The real question is, who are you still identifying as that believes it hasn't already happened? Because when you truly, fully step into the I am, there is no waiting. There is only becoming. And maybe that's the journey we're all here for, not to chase manifestations, but to shed everything that makes us forget who we really are. So sit with this, not just in your mind, but in your being. What if nothing needed to change, except the you that you've been being? That's where your power lies, not in the future, not in the outer world, but in your being right now. And we'll keep exploring this again and again until it's not just a concept you understand, but an identity you embody. Because this isn't just about manifesting things. This is about finally returning to yourself. And that's why I post this kind of content almost every day on my channel. So stay with this. Stay close. Because once you shift from waiting to knowing, everything else bends to match it. And maybe that's what you've been feeling all along, the quiet pull back home. Back to the version of you who never forgot. Let me ask you this. If the world outside you is only reflecting who you believe you are, then who would you become if you no longer doubted your power? Reflect on this deeply. And tell me in the comments. I want to know who you're choosing to become. I will meet you with another golden nugget. Happy manifesting.